close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Line into left field for a base hit. Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run, the throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday morning from Trapper Field, the home of the University of Jamestown Jimmies, and alongside the Jamestown High Blue Jays. This is the site of the 2024 North Dakota State Class B softball tournament here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller. Welcome to our pregame show, brought to you in part by the Norman County Raceway in Ada and the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. Current conditions right now in Jamestown: overcast sky, 62 degrees, wind blowing in a little bit from right center field. The hope is, when you look at the radar forecast, once we get into the noon hour, that any showers that might pop up or are making its way through from South Dakota and up towards the Jamestown area river basin, that kind of separates, and we can get this game in without having any delays. After this first game for the rest of today for the state softball tournament, everything looks, knock on wood, pretty good for the rest of the weekend. First up is the number 2 seed, the Central Cass Squirrels, head coached by Scott Koss, with a mark of 16-5 on the season, going up against the Renville County Mavericks, head coached by Garrett Weibel. This is the second meeting between these two teams. Coming up, we'll talk about the previous matchups in the state tournament between the Mavericks and the Squirrels, what happened earlier in the Mid-Season Madness tournament, that and more still to come, and we'll let you know some other state tournaments across the way here today in North Dakota. But let's take a look at the bracket first this morning into the afternoon from Lyle Trapper Lawrence Field here in Jamestown. Again, number 2 seed Central Cass against the Renville County Mavericks, scheduled to get underway at 11 o'clock this morning. Number 3 seed, the Beulah Miners, going up against the Thompson Tommies, roughly 35 minutes. After that, they will drag the field, and then they will have both teams have their respective infield and outfields. The afternoon portion of the bracket will feature at 4 o'clock the number 1 overall seed, the Mayport CG Patriots, going up against Velvet Drake and Moose. And then in the nightcap, roughly at around 6:30, will be the 4-5 matchup of Kindred Richland and Delac Burlington, Lewis and Clark. So every matchup here today, 1 through 4, including the 3 non-seeded teams in the 1-5 seed, all East versus West, and also that Beulah-Thompson game is a rematch of last year's state title, in which Beulah won their first ever state softball championship, and that was the first in the West in State B since the sport has been sanctioned just a little over a decade ago. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this on our pregame show. We'll let you know about some of the other state tournaments going on across the way, including what Greg Grenz is going to have for you today on yourliveevent.com for the State B baseball tournament. His coverage gets underway at 11:30 this morning with the top number 1 overall seed Thompson. Will also follow Cheyenne New Rockford, and alongside the Central Cass Squirrels baseball team, Central Cass slated to get underway at 4:30 from Jack Brown Stadium. So we'll let you know how that bracket looks, the State A in Dickinson, that and more ahead of the starting lineups and the opening pitch today between the Mavericks and the Squirrels. This is the State B softball quarterfinals from Jamestown on yourliveevent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Are you dreaming of building or remodeling your dream home? This is Sonia from the Lighting Gallery, and we can help you from the time you start that dream to the time that your last fixture is hung in your room. We can come out to your house and do an in-home lighting design, picking out fixtures, working within your budget, working within your style, and putting together a full lighting package for you that makes your house feel like a home. If you're building, you're remodeling, visit us at the Lighting Gallery, located at 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks.
The Mayport CG Booster Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
As we continue on our pregame show, brought to you in part by both the Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. Check out the World of Outlaw late models on June the 29th in Ada. Tickets now available at NormanCountyRaceway.com. That again is NormanCountyRaceway.com to check out the complete schedule throughout the upcoming summer months. Here today, Central Cass and Renville County. They met earlier this season in the Mid-Season Madness Tournament on the north end of Fargo, in which Central Cass won 28-0, but the score is deceiving. Ginger Savacool for the Renville County Mavericks, the senior pitcher, which as a sophomore nearly had Central Cass stand the rights for a Peyton Nelson walk-off home run 2 years ago in the state semifinals to eventually give Central Cass their most recent state softball tournament. Savacool just pitched a third of an inning, giving up a hit, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout, and then they brought some relief pitchers on, and Central Cass was able to take advantage of that earlier in the season matchup. Again, going back to 2002, as we alluded to, Nelson with the walk-off 2-run homer, now an assistant coach here for the Central Cass Squirrels. That was at Theraldson Park on the campus of North Dakota State University. Ginger Savacool in that matchup went a complete game. She ended up with the loss, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, and a walk. Her counterpart today will be the freshman Whitney Mitchell for the Central Cass Squirrels. And taking a look back in 2023 for Renville County, they lost as the number 2 seed in this very matchup at 11 o'clock in the morning from Minot. They are the unseeded team going up against the 2-seed Squirrels here this season, but Renville County lost to the number 2 seed as the number 2 seed to Thompson 8-1. They did finish 5th in the state tournament, defeating Hillsborough Central Valley 6-2. So last couple of years, they were able to make it to semis, play for 3rd. Last year, then playing in the Constellation Championship here for Garrett Weibel's Renville County Mavericks. 3 state tournament appearances as Renville County in 2002. 22, 23, and 24, they made it 3 straight, but they've never appeared in a state title game. As Kenmare Bullballs, Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, they made it 4 times during that stretch. So Renville County, no stranger to the state softball tournament. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, head coached by Scott Koss with a mark of 16 wins and 5 losses on the season. Last year was the only year they did not qualify for the state tournament. They made state every year since it was sanctioned in 2012 for State B. Last year they were upset, if you will, from a seed line matchup to the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros in the Region 1 softball tournament from Kindred. But they've won 6 state titles, the most out of anybody at the B level, most recently coming in 2022. Again, winners in 13, 15, 18, 19, 21, and 2022 here for the Central Cass Squirrels, who look to add another chapter to their very impressive history book so far. So, number 2 seed Central Cass against the Renville County Mavericks, and quite truthfully, this is a pretty open tournament when you take a look at the teams that have made it, whether it's from the East or the West. For the East, all their seeds, everyone is seeded outside of Thompson. Otherwise, you get the 2 from Central Cass out of Region 1. Thompson, again, unseeded out of Region 2. Mayport CG, the number 1 overall seed out of Region 2. And Kindred Richland, the Vikings, out of Region 1 as the number 1, as out of the number 4 seed as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll let you know about some of the other matchups going on across the state of North Dakota. This is our pregame show, brought to you in part by the Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway here in Jamestown. Whether you're local or driving through Carrington, make sure to stop into the Prairie Inn restaurant. They have the best breakfast and coffee, but they also have some of the best dinner and supper entrees too. The Prairie Inn is your breakfast, dinner, and supper headquarters. Stop in and you can sink your teeth into some tasty sandwiches and soups. Take a trip through the Express Line Salad Bar with hot entree and, of course, the delicious pies and desserts. Located right by the roundabout in Carrington. call 701-652-3976.
It's the most prestigious, challenging rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
As we take a look at some of the other state tournaments going on today on the Class A softball side in Dickinson, the number 1 seed from the East, the Fargo North Spartans, at noon out at Sanford Sports Complex in Dickinson, tangle with the Bismarck High Demons. Then it's Minot High against Grand Forks Red River after that. The evening matchups in the State A softball tournament will feature West Fargo Mandan, then Dickinson and West Fargo Cheyenne. The last a couple of seasons has been all teams from the West who have won the state championship in Class A, with Dickinson, Minot, and Bismarck High. The B State Softball Baseball Tournament just happened a few hundred yards from here in Jamestown at Jack Brown Stadium. Greg Grenz with our coverage gets underway at 11:30 in the morning with Thompson and Surrey. That is scheduled again for 11:30 start, followed by Des Lacs Burlington and New Rockford Cheyenne, or Cheyenne New Rockford. The Black Sox going up against the Lakers. We will follow them as well. And then our final game from Jack Brown Stadium will be roughly at about 4:30 this afternoon. Central Cass, the 2 seed, going up against Washburn Wilton Center Stanton. That again, all audio only broadcast from Jack Brown Stadium. And the nightcap will feature the number 3 seed, the Grafton Spoilers, going up against the Botno Stars. So that's a look at the State B baseball tournament bracket. On the B baseball side, we will follow Thompson, New Rockford, Cheyenne, and at Central Cass throughout the entirety of the tournament, win or lose here today. While on the softball side here, we will follow these 4 teams of Central Cass, Thompson, Mayport, CG, and Kindred Richland, whether they win or lose today throughout its entirety as well. This is the 2024 State Softball Tournament. Our pregame show brought to you in part by Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. Friday night races start at 7. Check out the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars on August 24th. For more information, go to RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. That again is RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. The Central Cass Squirrels in their all black uniforms. Renville County is in their all white. So take a quick break, and we come back after this, get you closer to starting lineups and the opening pitch here today for game number 4, 1 of 4 from Jamestown on YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits, including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
It's the summer sale at Bloomfield Enterprise in Hillsborough. All VersaMax and CargoMax trailers at summer sale prices. Plus, you get up to an additional $250 rebate on CargoMax trailers. Bloomfield Enterprise has the 10.5, 12.5, and 14.5 VersaMax trailers. Stop by to look and purchase with large discounts, or call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. The summer sale on VersaMax and CargoMax trailers ends June 30th at Bloomfield Enterprise in Hillsborough.
As we continue here on our pre-game show, let's get to our starting lineups as they're introducing them here on the field. Our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products. Score our own. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. For the Renville County Muskrats, for the Mavericks here, they will go like this. Addison Mock here, the senior right fielder. Taya Offworth, the sophomore third baseman. Ginger Savakul, the senior pitcher. From there, Marley Henry, the sophomore catcher. Carson Launschlager, the junior center fielder. Olivia Olgard, the freshman left fielder. Moberg batting 7th, playing first base. Nevaeh Juten, the junior shortstop. Macy Byrons, the freshman designated player, and then Brooke Zimmer going to be at second. So Mock, Offworth, Savakul, Henry, Lautenschlager, Olgard, Moberg, Juten, Byrons, and Zimmer here for the Renville County Mavericks. 19 wins and 3 losses on the season. Head coach by Garrett Weibel here for Renville County. For the Central Cass Squirrels, they'll go like this. Whitney Mitchell will be in the circle, the freshman pitcher. Sophie Sherwike, the freshman center fielder, will be batting second. Grace Fletchock, the senior shortstop, will be batting third. Again, these are our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Brady Bussey, the sophomore first baseman. Aspen Preen, the sophomore catcher, batting fifth. You have Olivia Hagan, the sophomore second baseman, will be batting sixth. Natalie Fontaine, the junior designated player, batting seventh. Madeline Stieg, the third baseman, freshman, batting eighth. Paige Wixo, the senior left fielder, batting ninth. And then from there, Kira Gunnifson, the flex in right field for the Squirrels. So Mitchell, Sherwhite, Fletchock, Bussey, Preen, Haugen, Fontaine, Stieg, Wixo, and Gunnifson, the Central Cass Squirrels head coach here by Scott Koss. That again is our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. This is Central Cass Squirrels in Renville County. Central Cass 2 years ago winning the state championship in Fargo. 11-1 over Kindred Richland, and then they won it in 2019 and 2021 as well. Take a look back at what they were able to do at one time, winning 4 consecutive state championships from 18 to 22 outside of COVID year. We'll take a quick break. We'll continue on our pregame show after this here from Jamestown.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With All Pet Protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
That again does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. A reminder, races on Friday nights begin at 7 o'clock in West Fargo. You can also listen to the radio, racing on the radio on our R&J broadcasting properties as well. I'm Chase Miller with you here today, where fingers crossed Mother Nature allows us to get this game in without any disruption. And then after about the noon hour, looks pretty good from here on out in Jamestown. The broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Renville County and Central Cass, the winner of this contest, will make their way to the semifinals tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The loser will play game 1 of 4 tomorrow in the consolation semis. That'll be at 11 o'clock. in the morning. Central Cass in their all-black uniforms with the red numerals and lettering outlined in white. For Renville County, all in their white uniforms with the dark blue numerals and lettering outlined in gold with Renville across the front. Opening pitch here scheduled for about 11 o'clock, a little bit in front of that as Whitney Mitchell's in the circle. First pitch, and this one will run up, and the first pitch is at 10:54. Edison Mock, the senior right fielder, coming up to the plate here again for Renville County. Addison, part of that All-Region 3 team. The Mavericks had 4 players that were part of the All-Region 3 club. Now it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. Winkso in left field, Sherwhite in center with Gunnifson in right. We'll get to the infield and behind the plate in a moment after this pitch to Mock. So one that ran up, another that was fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike upcoming here to the leadoff batter. This is going to be hit in the air. That's to straightaway center field. Camping underneath it is Sherwhite for 1 down. So 1 out here in the top of the first. Stieg is at third base with Fletchock at short. Haugen in second. Bussey at first. And then Aspen Preem behind the plate. Now it's Taya Offworth. Offworth also part of the All-Region 3 selection. A sophomore here for Renville County. As this one will miss up for a ball. The sophomore third baseman, then Ginger Savacool, due up next here for the Mavericks. As Mitchell in the circle here, looking behind the 1-0. Good off speed now, 1-1. Something we've seen Whitney Mitchell do a really good job throughout the course of this season for Central Cass. Find a way to attack the strike zone, not getting behind batters on a 2-0, 3-0 count too terribly often. The 1-2 pulls the string to make it now 1-2 as there's 1 down with nobody on here for Renville County. Mitchell looking to Taya Offworth here, the sophomore third baseman. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Central Cass with Steed playing down the third baseline, trying to take anything away that might be extra bases on this overcast kind of a day here in Jamestown. The 2-2. Got her swinging. Offworth is retired, and Mitchell gets her first strikeout of the morning. Take a look at Ginger Savacool here, the All-Region 3 selection as well. Pitcher versus pitcher in this particular contest. Off-speed pitch, that'll miss. So Whitney Mitchell, 3 batters, and she's fallen behind all 3, but she earned a fly out by Mock, and now Offworth with the strikeout. 1-0 the count on the way to Savacool. This will be out of the zone now 2, and a reminder, we will have coverage throughout the rest of this weekend. Then the Shield Softball All-Star Series begins on Monday and Tuesday. Monday will be at Bismarck Legacy High School. Coverage underway at 4:30, and then on Tuesday we'll be in Castleton. 2-0 pitch, that's going to be laced down the left field line, and that's a fair ball. Savacool will make her way around first, on her way to second. Wickso able to bring it in. It's a 2-out double for the senior Savacool, and Renville County has their first runner on here of the morning. Hit right down the line, maybe about an extra foot to foot and a half that you had for some real estate, and we'll probably more than likely get a courtesy runner coming on into the game. As for the Mavericks, they will bring on Jaden Graff, the junior, to courtesy run. So Graff will come on here. As now you'll have Marley Henry, the sophomore catcher, due up for the Mavericks. So after a flyout, a strikeout, and a Savacool double will allow Marley Henry to come up to the plate with a runner in scoring position here for Renville County. And Slottenschlager after that. Here's the lefty, the first lefty in the lineup here for the Mavericks. So as we alluded to, we'll be at the Shield Softball All-Star Series on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, if you head out to Castleton, 4 o'clock is the skills competition, the home run derby. They run the bases. And then roughly at about 5:30 will be Game 3 of that series. This one in there for a strike now, 0-1. Good location, outer part of the plate there by Mitchell. Renville County first team off the bat here to try to get a runner in scoring position. Can they continue the 2-out little rally here, or can Mitchell get that final out and get the Squirrels to the plate? Swung on and missed, now 0-2. So Marley Henry falling behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Looks up to Coach Weibel up the third base line for some instructions. We'll see what Mitchell does here. It went away twice to get the 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Foul tipped into the netting, and we'll do it again from a couple of years ago here at Trapper Field. They didn't have the lights, and they had a makeshift outfield. All that outfield fence now about 6 feet high, chain linked, where you can bring your chair out to left center, right center field, and have a really nice spot. So a good intimate setting here in Jamestown. The 0-2. This is laced into left center field on a fly. The center fielder and Sherwhite will come across, and Wixo to retire the side. So a do-out double goes a rise. We head to the bottom of the first inning here in Jamestown. There was no runs, a hit, no errors, and one runner left on base as the Squirrels are coming to the plate scoreless with the Mavericks.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Designing places of lasting value and beauty, Hepper Olson Architects of Buxton continues to be a leader in small town skylines. No project is off the table as they've completed buildings for commercial businesses, educational and medical facilities, public spaces, religious centers, and even residential properties. From start to finish, Bobby and her team will help your visions become reality. Hepper Olson Architects of Buxton, 701-841-1000 and hepperolson.com. Best of luck to the regional athletes in your spring sports tournaments.
Broadcasting from the Prairie Inn Restaurant of Carrington broadcast booth, from breakfast, dinner, and supper and more, the Prairie Inn has you covered with their salad line, and you can take a bite out of those delicious pies as well. Located on the roundabout in Carrington, that's the Prairie Inn Restaurant of Carrington, broadcasting from the broadcast booth here today. I'm Chase Miller for the Central Cass Squirrels. Whitney Mitchell, Sophie Sherwhite, and Grace Fletchock to bat. 1, 2, 3 in the lineup against Savacool with Henry behind the plate. Ginger Savacool 2 years ago against the Central Cass Squirrels. Complete game loss, 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, and a walk. 1-0 here with Whitney Mitchell, the freshman pitcher for Central Cass. So Ginger Savacool, as Whitney did, falls behind the first batter that she sees in the morning. 1-0, rise ball now 1-1. Ogard in left with Lautenschlager in center. Mock in right here for Renville County. Moberg at first with Zimmer at second. Jutin at shortstop, Offworth at third, and Henry behind the plate. Here's the 1-1. Looking to bunt this one, foul tipped there by Mitchell. They'll make it 1-2, kind of trying to see if that bat will come back late. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scott Cost down the third base line, giving some words of encouragement here to Mitchell. The Central Cass Squirrels baseball team with Coach Maggio will be making their way to Jamestown later today for a 4:30 first pitch. This is going to be hit on the ground of the third baseman. Offworth is there, goes across the diamond of Moberg, 5-3 on the putt out. Offworth had to take about a step or two to the third base line on a 2-hopper, and there's 1 down as Sophie Sherwhite, the freshman center fielder, will be coming up. For the Central Cass Squirrels, 5 players on the All-Region 1 team, Sophie being one of those, as well with Whitney Mitchell as well, and the senior with Grace Fletchock due up next. Grace Fletchock will also be part of that Shield Softball All-Star Series on Monday and Tuesday. This one all the way to the backstop, so Sherwhite works ahead the count here against Savacool, as the Beulah Miners and the Thompson Tommies are making their way here to Trapper Field, ready to get game number 2 on underway about 35 minutes after this one concludes. We'll have that for you on YourLiveEvent.com. This is going to be bunted up the first base line. Nice bunt, and this one's going to get by the fielder, so making their way on base here will be Sophie Sherwhite, as Moberg was looking for Zimmer. And now you'll have a runner on here for the Central Cass Squirrels. A good Denton bunt there by Sophie, as she was able to put that one right up the first base line. Moberg had to go down to her knee, then threw a 1-hopper to Zimmer to try to cover in that particular outcome. Now you have Grace Fletchock here coming up to the plate. As they're going to give that an air on the throw, so it's going to be an E4 that allows Sherwhite to get to first base. Now Fletchock Looking to bunt. This one goes through the glove of Henry. It'll be a pass ball. Staying put will be Sherwhite. Grace Fletchock now 1-0. So just like Mitchell, Savakul falls behind the first three batters, but now we'll have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And we'll see what the play is for head coach Scott Cost and the Central Cass Squirrels here with a runner in scoring position. Brady Bussey due up next. Here's the 1-0. Runner's going to go on the delayed steal down into third, in there safely. Sherwhite able to scamper a little bit on the delayed steal. Henry to Offworth, unable to connect on that one as the throw, unable to beat Sherwhite. Now Fletchock has a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and Savakul, see what she can do here in the circle. Fletchock looking to put something over the infield that takes a couple of steps in. The 1-1. Rise ball out of the zone, now 1-2, and that can look so tempting as a particular batter where it starts in the zone, but as it keeps coming to the plate, all of a sudden starts at the hip and ends up over your eyes, and that's what Savakul is able to do there. The 1-2. Fletchock hits this one in the air up the first base dugout side, and that'll go foul. The Central Cass Squirrels dugout is up the first base side. For Renville County's, there's up the third base side. A nice variety where if this does get by a particular catcher, more than likely the runner will come in with how much room there is behind home plate and respectively up the left or first base sides in terms of the foul territory here in Jamestown. The 1-2 offering yet again from Savakul. Fletchock sees this one run in. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Renville County left a runner in scoring position with a 2-out double by Savakul, and she was courtesy run for in the top half of the first. The Squirrels trying to plate the first run here in the bottom half. The runner at third again is Sherwhite, who reached base on an error. A 2-2. Hit in the air, that's to right center field. Mock, the right fielder, will come in, glove it. Here's the throw. Sherwhite's going to have a face-first slide, and she is in there. Grace Fletchock with the sacrifice fly. Sherwhite comes in to score, and taking the first lead of the day are the Central Cass Squirrels. So you take advantage of an error, you get into stolen, you get to second base on a pass ball, and then you get to third base on a steal. So a sacrifice fly on the way there by Fletchock will allow the Central Cass Squirrels to take the first lead of the game with 2 down. And now it's to Brady Bussey. Mock, good arm out in right field, threw it a little bit up the first base side of things where Henry had to take a step or two. If it was right on the line, would have been close, but Sherwhite able to beat it. And now you have Brady Bussey, the sophomore first baseman, with the Squirrels up by 1 early. This will miss out of the zone, now 1-0. And just over 60 degrees, wind blowing in a little bit from right center field, but not enough to make a huge difference unless it's a lazy fly that gets hit deep to the warning track. The 1-0, that'll run up and out of the zone. Now 2-0, Aspen Preen due up next if Bussey can climb aboard. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here to the sophomore first baseman. Savakul looks in. Now 2-1 on the swing and miss there by Bussey. Winner of this game makes their way to the semifinals. Loser will make their way to the consolation semis at this time tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The 2-1. Bussey will see that one split the plate. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. See what the sophomore first baseman here can do with the count 2-2. Savakul sees this one hit in the air by Bussey. That'll go to left. Ogard takes a couple of steps in to retire the side, but a run does come in off no hits, an error, and nobody left on base. We played 1 complete here from Trapper Field in Jamestown. Central Cass leads it by a run, thanks in part to a Fletchock sacrifice fly.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
As we head to the top of the second inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, the Renville County Mavericks will be sending their 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate with Lautenschlager batting leadoff here for Renville County. Reminder, RDK Enterprises, they thank you for your business throughout the spring. RDK Enterprises, as you finish your spring planting season as well, reminds you to be safe on the field. If you have a precision planting question regarding your planter, call 701-636-2119, RDK Enterprises of Hillsboro. And everybody, fingers crossed, hoping that the rains stop so those that need to finish their field work are able to do so. And same thing when it comes to the spring sports as well. After this weekend, it will just be golf. That's next. State B boys golf will be in Carrington at Crossroads upcoming here later on in the week. And then the 2023-24 school year is officially wrapped up. No balls and a strike here to Carson Lautenschlager. The freshman Mitchell with the 0-1. This is going to be bunted. That'll go foul behind the plate now. 0-2. So 5, 6, and 7 batters for Renville County. Mitchell, again, a fly-out, strikeout, a double with 2 outs by Savakul, and then a fly-out by Henry was her first inning of work. No balls, 2 strikes on the way here, as the sun is trying to peek its way through some of the clouds here in Jamestown. The 0-2, and Mitchell gets the strikeout. Whitney gets her second strikeout of the morning. Olivia Ogard, the freshman left fielder, will step in now batting from the left-handed side of the plate. So nice start for Mitchell so far in the circle. Has been able to find the zone more times than not. Did fall behind a 1-0 count to all 3 batters, but came back and battled back. 1 down now as Ogard with the big swing. This will be off the glove of Preen, now 0-1. Game that got underway at 10:54 this morning here in Jamestown. This has one of those feelings where, quite truthfully, you can say that for any particular sport, but sometimes you go into a state tournament and you say, well, it's Team A's to lose, and then maybe Team B has a chance if they can play perfect. The 0-1, this one will miss now, 1-1. This just has a feeling of, could someone like a Thompson last year, an unseeded team, make it to the championship? I think the answer would be yes. All 5 seeds in their own right feel like they have a chance to make some noise. The 1-1. In there for a strike now, 1-2. Central Cass falling to Kindred Richland in the Region 1 championship. Well, for Renville County defeating Botno to make it to a state qualifier after losing to Des Lacs Burlington in their region title 11-5. Check swing did not go through the zone. Will be 2-2. So for Renville County, they lost to Lakers 11-5, but came back in a qualifier, winner 7-2. Central Cass beat Kindred Richland in the semifinals of Region 1 to punch their ticket to state. The 2-2. Strike 3 looking, and Mitchell gets her second consecutive strikeout. So far for Mitchell, she's faced 6 batters. She rung up 3 of them, and there's 2 down here in the second. Jordan Moberg, the junior first baseman, batting 7th here, will dig in now for Renville County. Pitch by Mitchell. That'll be in there for a strike at 0-1. Renville County held scoreless the last time they played the Central Cass Squirrels in the midseason madness. It was a 5-inning contest. No hit. Mitchell, 5 innings of work, 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. This one's popped up, and Stieg able to glove it to retire the side. A 3-up, 3-down inning here for Mitchell, and similar to the first time where she went 5 innings, 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. Mitchell is in the zone right now as well for the Squirrels. We head to the bottom of the second here from Jamestown with Central Cass up by a run.
Pearly Community Co-op has been serving the area producers with exceptional service and quality products since 1933. Schedule your vehicle in the shop for tires, oil changes, and small repair services, delivering premium Cenex Farm fuels and lubricants direct to your locations. Call Rob for your farm fuel and bulk oil, as well as transport load and contract pricing. 218-861-6561. Pearly Community Co-op, locally owned and serving you since 1933. Call 218-861-6561.
State softball tournament here today from Jamestown. A reminder, still to come after the conclusion of this game will be the 3-seed Beulah Miners, the defending champs, against the Thompson Tommies of a rematch of last year's State B title in Minot. We'll have that for you here on your liveevent.com. And a reminder that the Red River Valley Fair is coming up sooner rather than later. They're going to have 3 weekends this year, June 28th through the 30th, July 4th through the 7th, and July 11th through the 14th. Check out the yourliveevent.com free stage, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting. There's a Kids Day, Slamabama, and a lot more live entertainment all at the Red River Valley Fairs. This one is bunted up here by Aspirin Preen. Caught by Henry up the first baseline in foul territory, 1 pitch, and Preen is retired to roll things off here in the bottom of the second inning. As Olivia Haugen, the sophomore second baseman, here for Central Cass. 1 down as it's starting to sprinkle a little bit here in Jamestown. This one will be in there for a strike now, 0-1. So 1 down here. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way. This is going to be laced up the first base dugout, and that'll go foul. No balls, 2 strikes here, and again, it's just enough rain to be annoying, but not enough to, at this juncture, call it. As we were taking a look at the forecast from earlier, wondering what could potentially happen with some of the rain showers throughout the morning, kind of scattering throughout the day here throughout the state of North Dakota. The 0-2 off speed, and the strikeout for Savacool here, and there's 2 down. So 2 down now here in the second, as that'll be to Natalie Fontaine. And the sprinkles that are coming down, pretty good size little raindrops that are making their way through here to Jamestown. 2 down, and Savacool able to get ahead on Natalie Fontaine now, the junior designated player. But again, the hope is that a little bit of this rain shower just comes through a little bit. And then as we get closer to the afternoon hours, the rest of the day looks to be pretty good, all things considered. And by no means is this rain that we have right now enough to call this game or delay it. Same thing for baseball a little bit later on going on at Trapper Field. But the forecast that we currently have, taking a look at the radar, there is some yellow and green to the west of Jamestown, and we hope that kind of just stays west, if you will. If it does come through, it rolls through quickly, and we can continue to move on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fontaine will take one in at the knee. Now 2-1. So 2-1 upcoming here to the number 7 batter in the Squirrels lineup. Fontaine hits one right back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Natalie Fontaine. That's a 2-out single here for Central Cass. First hit of the contest for the Squirrels comes in the bottom of the second inning. As now you'll have Stieg to the plate. So Stieg will come on here. As Madeline, the freshman third baseman, Maddie, with a runner on. So back-to-back innings here for the Squirrels. They've had a runner reach base here against Savacool. This one will miss on the zone. It's 1-1. The error came back and cost Renville County and Savacool, particularly with Sherwhite's speed, able to get into scoring position and scamper to third with a stolen base. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Good location by Savacool, right at the knee on the inner part of the plate. Then Fletchock did a nice piece to hitting earlier in the first inning with that sacrifice fly out into right center field. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way to the number 8 batter, Stieg. The 1-1 up in the zone, as will now be 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here, as Savacool is trying to get out of the inning with just a 2-out single. Off-speed pitch. Henry trying to frame it behind the plate. It'll now be 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 upcoming with Fontaine at first. This will run in, and for Savakul, this will be her first full count in the circle against a Central Cass batter. So running from first base will be Fontaine. Something in the outfield could be interesting here for the Squirrels. The 3-2. Off speed, and Stieg is retired on the strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning for Savakul. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played at 2 today here in Jamestown. It's still 1-0 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels in the state quarterfinals. Interviews throughout this particular tournament, whether they're pregame or postgame, are brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future. With locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, go to dhbanknd.com. That again is dhbanknd.com for our pre- and postgame interviews throughout the state softball tournament. So 2 innings of work so far for Mitchell. 1 hit, the double by Savakul with 3 strikeouts as Nevaeh Junton, and then you'll have Myrons, and then Mock coming up to the plate again for Renville County. So 8-9-1 for Renville County. This is their game number 23 of their season. While on the opposite side for the Central Cass Squirrels, this is game number 22 of their year. So the junior shortstop again to the plate here for Renville County. And we'll see what Whitney Mitchell can do here in the top of the 3rd inning for Central Cass. This one is foul tipped. Now 0-1. And still some overcast skies. Hoping that nothing too much matures out of this one outside of maybe that brief little spell of rain. But again, on the forecast, we still might be seeing some raindrops making its way throughout the rest of this game. The 0-1 now makes it 1-1. But really not enough to, again, with that rain that we did get, to really alter anything particularly from what we have in terms of field conditions. The 1-1 swung on and missed by Nevaeh. It's now 1-2. Mitchell wasted very little time in the second, a pair of strikeouts, and then a pop out to Stieg in foul territory at third. It was a 3-up, 3-down second. This one be popped, and oh, what a play by Aspen Preen. Looking to bunt that time was Nevaeh, and as she did, Preen able to dive out in front of home plate and come up with the out. A nice play there by Aspen Preen. That is called a sparkling play, brought to you in part by Great Plains Fireworks. Great Plains Fireworks in Hillsboro, just off the frontage road from I-29 in Hillsboro. Gear up for the 4th of July with some great plays and some great fireworks like we saw right there. A sparkling play, again, by Aspen Preen behind the plates. Now Macy Byron's here will take a strike. It's 0-1, and for Whitney Mitchell, this will be her last batter the first time through the lineup. Then we go to Addison Mock to the leadoff spot after this. No balls and a strike. This one fouled to the netting. It's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here. As Whitney Mitchell, after that first inning, has worked ahead of Renville County batters here in the 2nd and the 3rd. And just a freshman here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Her older brother will be playing in state baseball later today here for Central Cass against Washburn Wilton Wings, Center Stanton. The 0-2. Rise ball, that'll miss out of the zone. Macy does a good job not chasing after that one. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Same location, and Byron's didn't give the first time that she went up on that rise ball, and the same thing on the second time. Here's the 2-2 upcoming. This will be in the dirt now, 3-2, the first full count that we've seen from Mitchell here today. So after 0-2, Macy, 3 consecutive balls, as now the rain showers are making its way back here to Jamestown a little bit. Here's the payoff pitch. 3-2 is going to be hit on the ground. Fletchock takes a step over to her right. A nice gun there by Fletchock to retire Macy 6-3, and there's 2 down. So first time through the lineup, Mitchell goes 2 2/3, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and 0 walks. Or 1 hit was that double again. Addison Mock will come up now with a fly out to Sherwhite to begin things up in the first inning for Renville County. First pitch swinging, and this one is going to roll foul. It's right between that runner's line of first and the home plate foul territory. About a half a foot in the foul territory. Now this falls behind the count 0-1. Whitney Mitchell with the 0-1 offering upcoming. Looking to bunt. This one goes right back to Mitchell. The second baseman able to come across and cover after Bussey was coming down. That'll go Mitchell to Haugen, 1-4 on the putout, and another 3-up, 3-down inning. Mitchell has retired 7 straight for the Squirrels in the circle as we head to the bottom of the third here in Jamestown.
Red River Valley Speedway. Every Friday night you're gonna feel alright. Your destination for family fun.
Get ready for racing this Friday night at 7 at the Red River Valley Speedway. This week is Military Appreciation Night, First Responders Night, and the IMCA Sprint Car Meet and Greet. Stay after the races for fireworks. Sponsored by Star Fireworks, Stutzman Harley Davidson, M&J Brand Saloon, Thunder Country, FM Drain Cleaning and Services, and Leinenkugels. For details, log on to RedRiverValleySpeedway.com.
It's the state softball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com from Jamestown at Trapper Field. Again, just above 60 degrees, overcast skies. Rain just slowly coming on down. Nothing too much to continue to stop the game again. And fingers crossed, no lightning. That's the big thing. You get a lightning strike, then all of a sudden we're in a half-hour delay. But here for the Central Cass Squirrels, 9-1-2 batters of Paige Wixo, Whitney Mitchell, and Sophie Sherwood here. Wixo, the senior left fielder, then back to top of the lineup. As Ginger Savicool has gone 2 innings in the circle so far, and first pitch swinging is Mick Wixo as she hits one in the back of the netting here. It's now 0-1. And Aaron the first with a run to come in. That was a Sherwhite with a sacrifice fly by Fletchock, and that's been the difference so far. And then a 2-out single by Fontaine in the second was the lone hit for Central Cass to this point. Here's the 0-1. This is going to be hitting the left center field, and that could possibly split the gap. Rounding first is Wixo, and she will put on the brakes there. Good job by the left fielder in Ogard getting that one quickly and getting her body in front of it to not have to spin, as Wixo will get aboard with a leadoff single. Whitney Mitchell with a grounder her last time up to Offworth at third base. And with Paige Wixo at first, we'll see what the play is here for head coach Scott Kost and the Squirrels. Mitchell looking to bunt. She will take it back. The runner, Wixo, making her way to second, and she slides in, and she is going to be in there safely. So Wixo able to get into second base. The tag came across by the shortstop. Jutin just couldn't hold on to the softball there. And there's nobody down. And it will be a 0-1 pitch upcoming here to Mitchell. Mitchell looked to bunt, took the bunt back. We'll see what she does here. 0-1. Savicool. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. Now 0-2. The Squirrels have done the little things well so far here today. Getting a runner on, moving them up via the stolen base. Now can they have a productive at-bat here by Mitchell? The 0-2. That'll be out of the zone. Great snow cone pick by Henry. She is a lefty in terms of throwing, and she had to go a complete 180 to see the softball tailing away from her, made the glove. And fortunate there from a Mavericks point of view that didn't get all the way to the backstop. Otherwise, you'd have Wixo at third base. The 1-2. Out of the zone now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 of the last 4 batters here for Savicool. She has at least ran it to a 2-ball count here for Central Cass. Awfully large run in scoring position for the Squirrels. 2-2. This is going to be hit in the air. That's going to go to center field. Lotzenschlager looking to glove it. She will. And staying put at second base will be Paige Wixo. So that one was hit right in front of her. Not deep enough to allow Wixo to try to get an extra 60 feet. And there's going to be 2 down. Good piece of hitting by Mitchell. Put one into play into right center, but Lotzenschlager showed off the gun. And you saw Scott Costamile saying we're not going to get run out of the inning here with a potential double play. And there's one down here with Sophie Sherwhite. Sherwhite with an absolute dead-end bunt her last time up and got aboard with an error. Looking to bunt here, hits one up the third base side. This is going to be hit by Henry. And it will be an infield base knock on the way. So Wixo will go to third. Sherwhite will take first base. That one bounced about 7 feet in front of Henry, and as it bounced, it was heading out of play up the third base line, but Henry went to grab it with her bare hand, and as she grabbed it, just couldn't come up with the softball quick enough. Even if she did, I'm not sure if she would have got Sherwhite out at first, but regardless now, for the first time today, the Squirrels have 2 runners on. This will get all the way to the backstop, trying to come in and slide face first in there. On the pass ball, Wixo comes in to score. Sherwhite goes to second, and the Squirrels take a 2-0 lead. So 2-0 again in favor of Central Cass. After the pass ball that will allow Wixo to come in and score, Henry did a good job covering quickly to the backstop. It was a close play at home. It needed to be the face first slide by Wixo, probably by about a hand, able to beat the throw. The runner's going to come in, and the runner's going to get to third base here for Central Cass. Sophie Sherwhite was making her way second to third as she was able to get in safely. Henry's throw one hopped off fourth and just unable to glove it properly there. So now you'll have runner for Central Cass 60 feet away and trying to make it 3-0. And as we said earlier, it's been the little things that's the difference so far why Central Cass has a 2-0 lead as the infield comes in for Renville County. Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air. That one's going to go deep to left center field, way back to the warning track, and that one's going to one-hop the wall. Able to make her way to second base will be Fletchock, and Fletchock then dives back in safely as coming in to score is Sophie Sherwhite. Fletchock with a ringing double to left center. It's 3-0 Central Cass. So Fletchock to make it 3-0 as the head coach again for Renville County is going to come out here and talk it over. 3-0 the advantage on the way after the Fletchock RBI double. And now it's Brady Bussey. So runner at second base here is Fletchock. So far today, a double with a sacrifice fly and a run driven in with that double. 2 RBIs on the way here for Fletchock. Sophie Sherwhite comes in to score. And Central Cass has done this in this inning with 3 hits across so far, 4 in the contest. And a runner at second base here as the little conference call in the circle, that is coming out. So you'll have Brady Bussey with a fly ball to Lotzenschlager, her last time up, to finish the inning off in the first. But the Squirrels so far with a small crooked number, they are looking to put this game a little out of stretch here in the bottom of the third inning with 2 runs across so far. Fletchock with the hardest hit of the game stands at second. Savakul trying to minimize the damage in the circle in her own right. Good location on the spot there to Bussey. It's now 0-1. Game that had got underway about 6 minutes from the top of the hour at 10:54. This contest nearing the 40-minute mark here. Whitney Mitchell has been the story in the circle, and Fletchock has been the story at the plate so far for Central Cass. Henry sees this one go out of her glove by about a foot up the third base line, so Fletchock stays put. That was a strike to Bussey here. Now it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on the way to the number 4 batter in the lineup for the Squirrels. Bussey hits one down the right field line, making their way into fair territory is Mock. This will allow Fletchuk to get to third base, and it gets by the third baseman Offworth. Offworth trying to glove it, and Fletchuk will make her way in to score. So Fletchuk able to get to third base on the productive out there, and then on the air eventually by Offworth. Just couldn't glove the little two-hopper that came from Mock that allowed Fletchuk to come in to score and make it a 4-0 game. And the old adage of death by 1,000 paper cuts, that's what it feels like if you're a Renville County fan right now. 4-0 with 3 runs across here for Central Cass, and this is what the Squirrels for quite some time have done awfully well. They've been able to hurt you with different situations throughout their state title runs. They've had teams that could quite frankly hit the ball 225 feet somewhere, and they had 2, 3, 4 batters in a particular lineup that could do it. This year, they can hit the homer, but it's been the small ball variety at times here for Scott Koss. Quality outs, sack bunts, stolen bases. The 0-1 upcoming to Preen. Preen hits this one to second, a little lazy fly, and that'll retire the side. So Aspen Preen is retired here, but not before the Central Cass Squirrels put 3 runs across in the bottom of the third inning on your liveevent.com.
Are you dreaming of building or remodeling your dream home? This is Sonia from the Lighting Gallery, and we can help you from the time you start that dream to the time that your last fixture is hung in your room. We can come out to your house and do an in-home lighting design, picking out fixtures, working within your budget, working within your style, and putting together a full lighting package for you that makes your house feel like a home. If you're building, you're remodeling, visit us at the Lighting Gallery, located at 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Top of the fourth inning we go here in Jamestown. Offworth, Savacool, and Henry, the 2, 3, and 4 batters are due up here for Renville County. Whitney Mitchell has retired 7 straight in the circle for the Central Cass Squirrels as Mitchell, first pitch, this one will go foul. It's now 0-1 to Offworth, and so far for Mitchell, she's just faced 1 over the minimum so far here in this game as well. Best chance to score for Renville County was that 2-out double by Savacool hit down the left field line. Other than that, they haven't really had much to work with in terms of anybody on the base pass since. This one will miss out of the zone. It'll be now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here as the rain coming straight down, no wind, and that's about the heaviest rainfall that we've seen so far. The 1-1. This is popped up, and this will go foul. Take a look at people. Some have their umbrellas out. Others got jackets on. Some hoping that, hey, sooner rather than later, this rain shower will make its way through. As we alluded to earlier in the broadcast, once we get to our later games, forecast looks pretty good for the rest of today. It's just kind of getting through the noon hour here. The 1-2 pitch is going to be popped up foul. Stieg making her way, and this one will go around her. One ball and 2 strikes on the way here to the 2, 3, and 4 batters. Kentea Offworth, the number 2 batter in the lineup. Here's the 1-2 pitch upcoming. This will be in the dirt. Now 2-2. Broadcasting from the Prairie Inn Restaurant of Carrington broadcast booth, located right by the roundabout in Carrington. Once you go to Carrington, stop on by, check out their specials. Also, those lovely pies for dessert, that and more in Carrington. The 2-2 swung on and miss, and Mitchell gets her 4th strikeout. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Ginger Savacool hit a double right down the left field line her last time up. That was on a line. Hit one probably about 120 feet in the air on a line. Able to get that double as Wixo brought it in. 1 down here in the 4th. 1 ball, no strikes on the way. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 1-1. As some of those cars who are sitting out in the outfield right now are using their windshield wipers to watch this game a little bit for those that were parked across the way. Here's the 1-1 upcoming. This will be hitting the air. That goes to Fletchock on a little one-hopper. 6-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. So 2 down now as you have Marley Henry, a fly out her last time up. Henry bats from the left-handed side. Henry flew out to Sherwood in center. 2 down here in the 4th. The pitch. That'll be out of the zone now, 1-0. One and 0 upcoming here with 2 down to Henry. That'll be out of the zone at 2-0. Take a look at Mitchell. Just 1 3-ball count that came to Macy Byron's back in the 3rd inning where Macy was able to work the count full. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and miss. That'll make it now 2-1. Two on offering, that'll be in the dirt. As that'll go now 3-1 upcoming here to the number 4 batter. If Henry can get aboard, it would be to Carson Lautenschlager due up next here for the Mavericks. Midway through this contest, the 3-1 pitch upcoming here for Mitchell. This will be up and the first walk of the game here for Renville County and alongside with Mitchell. And that's the first base runner since the 2-out double in the top half of the first for Renville County. So for Mitchell now with Lautenschlager on here. We'll see what the Central Cass Squirrels will see what they throw out against here with the defense of Renville County as well. The pitch, this will be hit on the ground up the third base line. That'll go foul. It's now 0-1. Olgard due up next here for Renville County. As both coaches give their respective signs of numbers. One for the offense in terms of what you're doing on the base pass. The other for the defense where you're pitching here for Mitchell. And Mitchell goes the off-speed route. Swung on and missed by Lautenschlager here, and now it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes on the way with 2 outs. Mitchell trying to get another punch out. The 0-2, that'll miss. Runner goes to second on a delayed steal, and she is in there safely. So getting into second base is the catcher here, Henry, on a delayed steal. Be a second runner here for the Mavericks into scoring position. This, albeit, though, just like it was in the first, with 2 down. You know, a 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 ball, 2 strike count here to Carson. The 1-2. This will go out of the glove of Preen. Going to third base will be Henry. That'll be a pass ball, and for the first time today, Renville County has a runner that's standing at third base. Again, with the rain a little bit, making everything a little more slick out there in terms of gloving the softball. 2 balls, 2 strikes upcoming here. Central Cass, 1 strikeout away, 1 out away from getting to the bottom of the 4th. Renville County looking for a single to plate their first run of the game. 2-2 is going to be hit on the ground. Fletchock fields it, goes across the diamond. Bussey, does she stay on the base? Yes, she does. What a play by Fletchock, and what a stretch by Bussey to retire this side. There were no runs on no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We have played 3.5 here from the state softball tournament. It's 4-0 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels on your liveevent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
The Mayport CG Booster Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
Just one hit across on Whitney Mitchell. This in-game update brought to you in part by our friends at the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation here, with the Hillsborough EDC providing our in-game update here today. There's more at 104 as the umpires are coming on, and we'll see if they possibly call it with where the weather is right now in terms of a postponement. Hillsborough has great jobs, schools, business, and recreation, and more. Located just off I-29, there's more at exit 104. Haugen, Fontaine, and Stieg due up here. And again, for our in-game update, 4 runs across for the Central Cass Squirrels on 4 hits. They've left 1. For Renville County, they have committed an error, and actually they've committed 2 of them here. They have yet to score a run, 1, make that 2 runners left on base off a 1 hit, as the officials continue to talk here right now in Jamestown, as right now Central Cass going to make their way towards the dugout area. You can see the sun trying to make its way through, but you look at the weather forecast, you just see where the respective showers are throughout the day. And at some point, the question is, does it become a little bit even too much unbearable, even if this was on turf? But with this being the normal, and the umpires are talking over, and they're going to say, no, we're going to let her fly. We're going to let it go, just with where the radar is and everything else. So we will continue here, bottom of the 4th inning, but that in-game update, again, brought to you in part by the Hillsborough EDC. So for Savakul, Haugen, Fontaine, and Stieg here in the lineup. And she's going to get rid of a softball for another softball here, just to make sure. And for these respective players, these will be rain-drenched uniforms to work with later tonight. Try to get in a dryer somewhere and get warmed up. This one is going to be hit, and that's going to be an infield single on the way for Olivia Haugen. A tough play for Jutnan regardless to put the ball in play here. That one kind of just died on the roll on the way to Jutnan a little bit. And now you have Natalie Fontaine. Fontaine hit one right back up the middle on 2 outs back in the 2nd. So a runner on first here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So Haugen gets aboard, and Central Cass has got a runner on in every inning against Savakul. This one will go all the way to the backstop and the netting. Haugen was off regardless on the pitch. It will be a stolen base, as now Haugen will be in scoring position, as you will have Natalie Fontaine again working with a 1-0 count. Fontaine got it to a 2-1 count before she hit that single her last time up. One-0 upcoming all the way here to the number 7 batter, Fontaine. Savakul with the pitch. This one is fouled. And it will be still now a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Broadcast of this tournament game, again, audio only, as we will have coverage of Central Cass, Thompson, and Beulah next. Kindred Richland and the Mayport CG Patriots throughout here in Jamestown here on YourLiveEvent.com. This one goes all the way back to the backstop again, so a pass on the wild pitch actually on that one. Going to third base now will be Haugen, and Savakul having to play with these rain conditions right now and trying to get her pitching hand, her right hand, as clean as possible before she gets in the circle. The 2-1. That'll be out of the zone, and that riser is really kind of taking off on Ginger on the fall through a little bit when she comes through it. Now it'll be 3 balls and 1 strike. If this game would have started at noon, not sure if we would be playing right now, just with the weather that we had. Not so much that the field conditions are not playable, as Fontaine draws a 5-pitch walk. That'll be the first walk here by Savacool of the game, but more so just because the officials might have waited with the umpires to say, hey, let's take a look at the radar, maybe delay it a half hour or so before we get going, as Central Cass will be bringing on to the plate here, as they'll have a courtesy runner up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As you'll have Flanagan over at first base here, courtesy running for Fontaine. Still nobody out for the Central Cass Squirrels. 4 runs across right now. Haugen stands at third with Flanagan at first and Stieg to the plate. Stieg 0 for 1 with a strikeout, her last time up in the second. Runner's going to go right to second base here with Flanagan with no contest, as she immediately scampers into scoring position. And now Stieg works with a hitter's count as well, 1 ball and no strikes. Paige Wixo due up next. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Savacool. Swung on and missed. It's now 1-1. A contest that's nearly an hour old here today from Jamestown. 1-1 upcoming. As taking a look at the radar, there's still some more rain that's making its way through the James River Basin. So this is foul back now, 1-2. So for this particular contest, not sure if we will see any more part of the game outside of maybe 5 to 10 minutes that won't have some light sprinkles to a little bit of a shower making its way through. Here's the 1-2 by Savacool, desperately needing a strikeout. Instead, this will get all the way to the backstop. Runner from third base will come in to score. Going to be another YO pitch. Haugen comes in to score to make it 5-0 in favor of Central Cass. And on that, Flanagan will make her way to third base, and it will be a 2-ball, 2-strike count upcoming here with Stieg. And Central Cass has taken full advantage of some of the miscues, whether it's the pass ball, the wild pitch, and error here today. They have really made Renville County pay for those particular plays in the infield so far. The 2-2. This one blocked by Henry behind the plate this time in the dirt. Works the count full, now 3-2 to the freshman third baseman here with Stieg. And Central Cass already up by 5, trying to put this game away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 10-run rule still does apply, as it did in the regional tournaments and the state tournaments as well. Savacool gets the strikeout. That'll be her 3rd punch-out of the morning. So for the Squirrels right now, you get another run or 2 across. You're going to be aggressive here, understanding, hey, if you can win it in 5 or 6, that's what you'd like to do, especially with your pitchers. Not so much that there's a pitch count like there is in baseball, but trying to keep that arm as fresh as possible, understanding that you could maybe go an extra inning game, or you play a squad and there's just a lot of long at-bats with balls or foul tips. As Paige Wixo with a single her last time up and a run scored. Works in front of Savacool. Here's the 1-0. Outer part of the plate. Good location by Savacool. It's now 1-1. And Whitney Mitchell due up again here for Central Cass. 1 ball, 1 strike with a runner at third base, and Flanagan. The 1-1 pitch. And that'll miss. Now 2-1. Wixo came in to score as well in the 3rd inning. 2-1 upcoming. That'll be all the way to the backstop. Coming in and sliding with her right foot in to score is Flanagan, and the Central Cass Squirrels now lead at 6-0. So a couple of wild pitches all the way to the backstop. Henry just really couldn't do anything with that one. And it's now 3-1. 4 batters up here in the inning for Central Cass. A single, a walk by Haugen and Fontaine. Fontaine was courtesy run for Flanagan, and both Haugen and Flanagan come in to score. A 3-1 pitch in there for a strike, now 3-2, and for Central Castle, run across in the first, 3 in the second, and so far here with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 3-2. Hit in the air, that'll go down the left field line, and that's in for a base hit. Big turn here by Wixo. She's looking for 2, and Wixo slides in with a double. Good piece of hitting, a line drive, base knock, extra base hit for Wixo. And for Central Cast, their 2nd hit of the inning, and so far their 6th against Ginger Savacool in the circle. And there's still only just 1 down with the top of the lineup here for Central Cast. Mitchell 0 for 2 today at the plate, but she's helped her own cause in the circle, where she has been nearly unhittable for these Renville County Mavericks. 1 down here, the pitch. This will go all the way to the backstop yet again. This on a pass ball. Going to third base will be Wick, so it's now 1-0. Rain is now more of a little bit of a sprinkle here, just a soft sprinkle right now, but still some ominous clouds, not much of wind conditions, about 62 degrees right now here in Jamestown. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike at 1-1, and Mitchell would like to do what she did her last time up, which was hit one to the center fielder and Lautenschlager. That would be a sacrifice fly, a productive out. Infield again playing in here for Renville County, trying to take a run at home as this one is foul tipped. Now 1-2. Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show. We'll get to our Arctic Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. Player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge Energy. That and more still to come on our post-game show. And we'll get you set for Beulah and Thompson following this one as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way. This will get by the catcher. It'll be a wild pitch. It bounced a good 1.5 in front of McHenry here. Coming in to score will be Paige Wixo, her 2nd run of the game. That'll be off the wild pitch. Now Mitchell works with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So runner comes in from third base there with Paige Wixo. 3 runs across so far for the Squirrels in the inning. And this will be off the glove of Jutinin. Whitney Mitchell able to get aboard. As now you'll have Sophie Sherwhite. Sophie Sherwhite here reached base back on the first with an error with a run scored, and then you had a single with a run scored as well for Sherwhite back in the 3rd inning. And now all of a sudden Central Cass, as we alluded to, you have the potential, if you utilize it, as going to second base. Was Mitchell immediately on the pitch. This one does get by Henry, which will allow Mitchell to scamper all the way to third base now on the wild pitch. And Sophie Sherwhite will see this, and it'll be 1-0. And we got a quick little conference call in the circle here for Renville County. We'll take a quick break with them here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 3rd and 4th.
Closey with the 0-2 pitch.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 10th and 11th.
Right corner West is there for the dig. Backs at Bogenry for another kill.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 15th and 16th.
Really nice quality second half. Goes off the backboard for the duck to Carson Yale.
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Update from baseball with Thompson going up against Surrey. There is a rain delay going on with baseball right now, and they're kind of seeing what the weather is going to be. So baseball, again, will be behind schedule. They were started to go at 11:30. We have Thompson for you on yourliveevent.com with our audio-only coverage, again, with Gray Grens over at Jack Brown Stadium. Here at Trapper Field, Sophie Sherwhite, 1 ball, no strikes with a runner at third, and Mitchell. As this one will be swung on and missed, now 1-1. And going back to what we were saying earlier, just in terms of the opportunities in this game, everything has really gone Central Cass's way, and give credit. They put the ball in play. They've taken the extra 60 feet when needed. The 1-1 strike. That makes it 2-1. They're getting to Savacool here. Central Cass with a run in the first, 3 in the third, and so far 4 runs here in this 4th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch upcoming. Hit on the ground. The shortstop here in Jutinen will go to first base, and unable to glove it is Moberg. That'll be the error on the first baseman there. Mitchell comes in to score to make it an 8-0 game. And now the 10-run rule is coming into play. If you can allow the runner at the plate right now with Grace Fletchock to come in to score, if Sherwhite comes in to score as well, then we'd be talking about the 10-run rule after the top of the 5th inning if Renville County was trailing 10-0. Here's the pitch on the way to Fletchock, and this will get through the wickets of Henry. That'll be on the pass ball, and Sherwhite will scamper into second base here. Grace Fletchock, a quite useful and productive day so far. Sacrifice fly in the first, an RBI double back in the second, with a run scored as well here for the Squirrels, and made a couple of nice defensive plays in the infield here for Fletchock. 1 ball, no strikes on the way here to Grace. Sophie Sherwhite stands at second, the 1-0. Staying put at second base. Here will be Sherwhite. It's now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Ginger Savacool so far 3 1/3 innings of work in the circle. As Fletchock takes a strike, it's now 2-1. Batter number 7 of the inning for the Central Cass Squirrels here in the bottom of the 4th. Central Cass, if you just joined us, took the first run of the game in the first with a Fletchock sacrifice fly. It was 1-0 until the bottom of the 3rd. Fletchock, this one goes over the shortstop. Jutinen making her way around third. Trying to come in is going to be Sherwhite. It's another run driven in here for Fletchock. 3 times she's came to the plate, and she's got 3 runs driven in with an RBI single as Sherwhite comes in to score. 9-0 in favor of the Squirrels, and Fletchock has been in fuego right now. So far in this one, a double, a single, a sacrifice fly with 3 runs driven in, and now it's Brady Bussey here for Central Cass. Bussey 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to center. And Savacool looks at the wristband and will look back home. The pitch. Fletchock making her way to second base, and she is in there safely. So Fletchock with the stolen base here. And for the Central Cass Squirrels, as another shining play brought to you in part by Great Plains Fireworks in Hillsboro. This 4th of July, check out the great selection of fireworks in Hillsboro, just off Frontage Road in I-94. That's Great Plains Fireworks. That nice sparkling play, even though the jersey is more dirty than sparkling here today once you get into the infielder. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way. 8th batter in the inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. And we'll have a time here, and we will reset. So for Central Cass right now, trying to plate that runner from Fletchock to try to come in to score. And then we would be talking about the 10-run rule variety officially in the top of the 5th. 1-1, that'll miss outside. It's now 2-1. On the Squirrels, a single, a walk, a double, an error, and a single with a strikeout mixed in between in this inning. Bussey, big swing. Good spot here by Savacool, low and away. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fletchock stands at second base. Renville County looks over to the dugout here with Savacool to get the sign. Here's a 2-2. That'll be out of the zone now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Game that's so far right now 70 minutes old here today in Jamestown. Here's a 3-2. And this will go out of the zone. Another walk here for Savakul. That'll just be her second of the game, but now you have a runner at first and second. As you now will bring up Aspen Preen, 0 for 2 here today. But Preen hit a couple of hard softballs down in Hankinson with that Region 1 tournament, including a home run as well against the Vikings in that championship contest. This one will run in and hit her. Aspen Preen will be hit by a pitch. Now you have runners at first, second, and third. Renville County is asking, did Aspen Preen look to bunt? And did she ever bring the bump back? So it should be a strike, but they'll say that it did come in and hit her. So the Squirrels will officially bat around, and bases will be full. Fletchock stands at third, Bussey at second. Preen now at first base as the rain is coming down a little harder here in this one. Now back to Olivia Haugen. Haugen with a single to open up the inning with a run scored. Also be in the zone now 1-0. And then Natalie Fontaine due up after that. A couple of fans came out of their cars to get back into their lawn chairs, and now they're packing up the lawn chair to go back into their car right now with the raindrops. And this one's going to get by Henry. Fletchock will come in and score standing up. That'll be on the wild pitch variety. Fletchock comes in to score. It's now 10-0. Bussey takes third and Preen takes second base. Two balls, no strikes on the way here to Olivia. And for Fletchock, she's trying to have to battle these conditions. For Ginger Savakul, having to battle these conditions right now with the rain, where it has just been unable to consistently find the zone and the glove. Another run comes in to score as Henry unable to do anything. Coming in will be Bussey on another wild pitch as Preen will take third base. It's now 11-0. As the rain continues here, and you can kind of see the head coach for Renville County, particularly with Garrett Weibel, as the umpires are coming out here. Again, they're trying to keep this game moving along as best they can. There is lights here at Trapper Field, unlike there was 3 years ago, but you're a head coach and you're seeing your pitcher struggle out there and your catcher and a lot of different situations. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out here, and they're going to call this game right now via a delay. So there's 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. And we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue to keep you apprised of what we know. But right now, they are going to suspend this game at this particular juncture, and at this point, they will wait to see that the weather does officially come through, as this is about as heavy of a rain that we've had. This is not a light sprinkle. This is a good shower right now making its way through the Buffalo City. So the Central Cass Squirrels so far in the inning with 11 runs. They will have Aspen Preen at third base, and Olivia Haugen will come up to the plate with a 3-0 count upcoming when we resume of the state quarterfinals. After this, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll let you know what the scoring recap was. That and more is still to come. Stay with us here in Jamestown.
Whether you're local or driving through Carrington, make sure to stop into the Prairie Inn restaurant. They have the best breakfast and coffee, but they also have some of the best dinner and supper entrees too. The Prairie Inn is your breakfast, dinner, and supper headquarters. Stop in and you can sink your teeth into some tasty sandwiches and soups. Take a trip through the Express Line salad bar with hot entree and, of course, the delicious pies and desserts. Located right by the roundabout in Carrington. Call 701-652-3976.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
It is the state softball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you here. Good thing we brought the garbage cans, the tent, the umbrella. Kind of needed all of it today here in Jamestown with where this weather system is making its way through. So right now for the Central Cass Squirrels, they're in a really good spot to try to move on to the semifinals with where it is right now. And taking a look at the radar, rain continues to make its way through, and now the question will be how long, as there is some yellow a little north and south of Jamestown, and then about a good 10 to 15 miles, about maybe 10 miles west, that line band still comes through. And taking a look, this goes all the way down, even down to South Dakota right now, and even through Mobridge and Aberdeen. So the hope is earlier in the morning here in Jamestown, a lot of the showers that were making its way through the center part of the state kind of was missing the James River Basin or going around Jamestown. And now this area is getting hit, and we'll see how long this weather delay will be, as this got underway at about a couple minutes ago, just a little after 12:06 for the delay. So the Central Cass Squirrels with a 11-0 lead. Also state softball going on in Dickinson on the Class A side. State baseball right now over at Jack Brown Stadium. That is currently in a delay between Thompson and Surrey, and that is in the bottom of the second inning, currently scoreless between Thompson and Surrey. Greg Grenz over in Jack Brown Stadium with you on that one. Central Cass 11, Renville County scoreless here. Let's kind of recap a little bit of what we've had to this particular juncture. Grace Fletchock with a sacrifice fly back in the first inning, which plated Sophie Sherwhite. That still kept it 1-0 through 2. Then in the third inning, Paige Wixow with a leadoff single. Sophie Sherwhite able to get another single as well to bring Wixow in to score. And then Fletchock with a RBI double, which plated Sophie Sherwhite to make it 3-0. And Fletchock would come in via a YO pitch as well to come in and score. So it's 3-0 on the way, then 4-0 after 3 innings of play. Whitney Mitchell, a nice tidy top of the fourth, and she has been really good today. 4 innings of work, just 1 hit, a double back in the first inning by Savacool. 4 strikeouts and a walk here so far today for Mitchell. Again, she's just given up 1 hit and 1 walk. Just 2 base runners in 4 innings of work for the freshman. And take a look at the bottom half of the inning here for Central Cass with 7 runs across. There's just been 1 out recorded. That was a Steeg strikeout. It started with a Haugen single. Fontaine earned a walk. Paige Wixow earned a double. Haugen and Fontaine came in to score. Haugen came in to score. Then it was Flanagan via courtesy running for Fontaine to come in and score. Whitney Mitchell reached base on an error, as did Sophie Sherwhite. The error was made by the shortstop, Jutinen. Sherwhite reached base on an error by Moberg, unable to complete the catch at first. Fletchock earned a single, her 3rd run driven in, and Brady Bussey with a walk came in to score. Hit by pitch by Aspen Preen. And now we're to our 10th batter of the plate here in the inning for the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll let you know what's coming up at the Red River Valley Fair. 3 weekends of fun coming up in June and July with a lot of great main stage entertainment. We'll let you know about that around the corner here on your LiveEvent.com. As for the first time today, we hear a little thunder and rumbling here in Jamestown.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
As we come back here, a little bit of a rain delay that came through, and then we had our power pop here in Jamestown as well. So power's back on. We're in business, so we're going to tell you about the Red River Valley Fair coming up. We still have a rain delay going in, and looking at the radar, it's still going to be a little while. They have brought the tarps out for home plate and also the pitcher circle here in Jamestown. But currently right now, we are in a rain delay, and we'll see how long this particular rain delay goes. But the latest that we can tell you is here in this one, this current rain delay right now with Central Cass and Renville County is 11-0 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. Let's get to let you know more what's coming up here with the Red River Valley Fair. The Red River Valley Fair will be coming up again June 28th through the 30th, July 4th through the 7th, and July 11th through the 14th. Entertainment acts on the stage include Google Dolls, Sublime, Hairball Skillet, Ludacris, Blake Shelton, Breaking Benjamin, and more. For tickets, go online to RedRiverValleyFair.com. That again is RedRiverValleyFair.com. Also at baseball at Jack Brown Stadium, they too are in a rain delay currently. It's bottom of the second inning between Thompson and Surrey. So we will have those for you here on YourLiveEvent.com. Again, currently in a rain delay right now here in Jamestown. What we're going to do is step aside, and our next update will be at about 10:35, 10:40. Once we know more, we will get you more information on it. But right now, at about 12:35 to 12:40, we will let you know more information upcoming on where this game is. Right now, nothing in sight short term, just kind of with where the weather is. Talking with some the officials here in the Ground Screw Creepers, they hope that it could be close to about a 1 o'clock race start once they get the players back on the field, loosened up and everything. But right now, we will step aside, give you another update in about 10 to 15 minutes, let you know if we know anything more. Here again, 11-0 Central Cass on YourLiveEvent.com. As we come back here, good news. The players have retaken the field right now as they are starting to warm up, but there is a couple of wet spots on the field just with those tarps and the rain kind of making its way through. So we are set to resume this softball game here today in Jamestown with the Central Cass Squirrels leading 11-0 here on YourLiveEvent.com over the Renville County Mavericks. I'm bringing some diamond dust as best they can, kind of rake it off a little bit here, and then they'll take a look at the particular infield and outfield and make sure they got everything to go. So again, this rain delay has been about nearly it's over a half hour, been about 35 minutes here in Jamestown from when the first rain delay actually started. Most of the game they played through some sprinkles, a little bit of showers as well, but right now here for the Central Cass Squirrels, have a 11-0 lead, bottom of the fourth inning. What they're looking to do is possibly add on to it here with a runner at third base in the name of Aspen Preen. Olivia Haugen, 3 balls and no strikes, and then from there you'll have the fifth inning where if it is Natalie Fontaine in the circle, or they might go to a possibly let Whitney Mitchell finish it out, but with this kind of a delay, we'll see if Scott Koss will have Whitney Mitchell finish it out or possibly bring in Natalie Fontaine and try to kind of finish it out in the fifth inning. So that'll be the question here as they continue to rake the circle a little bit here in Jamestown. We'll take one more quick break. When we come back after this, we'll be slated and ready to go for this one here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
High school softball continues here on YourLiveEvent.com as what they are doing again right now on the respective softball field. The players came out immediately once the umpires came out, and they were ready. They were ready to get back in the infield and outfield. They were ready to get on the base where they were before the rain delay happened over at third base again as Aspen Preen. But right now the work trying to get some stuff done here in the infield and the outfield as they continue to rake through it. It is sprinkling a little bit, but not a ton of where we currently are right now at this particular juncture. So they'll talk with the umpires, make sure everything is good. They do have a stake right now with Henry looking at it going, I got a stake in my hand from the particular tarp that was there. So she's kind of taking a look over and saying, where does this stake got to go in a particular junction? And right now trying to hand it off of what they were able to get here. So it looks like we'll be able to get going in a moment, but they are bringing some more diamond dust out onto the field right now, and they will continue to rake this one through a little bit as the clouds are starting to lighten up a little bit, but we do have a handful of sprinkles still making their way here in Jamestown. Still to come later today, Thompson and Beulah after the conclusion of this contest. The game at 4 o'clock, we'll see how close it is to 4 once everything wraps up here, and then we get to game number 2 with Mayport CG, the Patriots going up against Velvet Drake Adamoose, and then in the nightcap will be Kindred Richland against Deluxe Burlington Lewis and Clark. Savakul right now in the circle, getting some warm-up pitches, and they are continuing to still work here in this one. So we'll take one more quick break, inching closer, as we alluded to before we went to our first extended about 10-15 minute break. We said it'll be close to about 1 o'clock. Probably still got a couple more minutes left before we come back and get this one rolling, but the players are ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll step aside and continue after this here in Jamestown.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Are you dreaming of building or remodeling your dream home? This is Sonia from the Lighting Gallery, and we can help you from the time you start that dream to the time that your last fixture is hung in your room. We can come out to your house and do an in-home lighting design, picking out fixtures, working within your budget, working within your style, and putting together a full lighting package for you that makes your house feel like a home. If you're building, you're remodeling, visit us at the Lighting Gallery, located at 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks.
The Mayport CG Booster Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
This is the State B quarterfinals here on YourLiveEvent.com as they continue to work on the field. Have a couple of them with their rakes on. They brought some of the diamond dust out. They got everything behind the circle. Looks to be good to go. And we'll talk with the umpires here, making sure if there's any other part of the infield that needs to be worked. If they get the thumbs up, we'll be ready to resume action here sooner rather than later. Savakul able to kind of get a pick, able to get some of the dirt and everything else underneath her, as it looks like we'll be good to go. So 3 balls, no strikes with 1 out here. Olivia Haugen at the plate with Preen at third base. The pitch, that'll miss for a ball. So Haugen will take first base, as it was a 43-minute rain delay here in Jamestown in between when we stopped and when we resumed. Now it's Natalie Fontaine, runners at the corners here with Central Cass leading by 11. This will go all the way to the backstop. Coming to score from third base here will be Aspen Preen. Haugen takes second, and now it's a 12-0 contest in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. So Central Cass leads it now 12-0. We'll see what Scott Koss wants to do here, the head coach of Central Cass, as we might have a courtesy runner coming on here with Haugen. Fontaine will see this be 1-0 in the count. For Natalie, a single back in the second inning, a walk, and then she was lifted via the courtesy runner for a run scored, as well as, again, coming back into the game was Fontaine. So re-entering again here is Fontaine. And she comes in, 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out here with the runner at second base again is Haugen in the bottom of the 4th inning. Winner of this game plays in the semifinals tomorrow at 4 o'clock here in Jamestown. Here's the 1-0. This will go through the glove of Henry. Going to third base now will be Haugen. That'll be a pass ball, and Fontaine will work it with a 2-0 count. Natalie Fontaine Now we'll have a runner at third base here with Haugen, and the Squirrels already up 12-0. Big swing on the way for Fontaine. It's now 2-1. Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show, get to our Arctic Enterprises feature precision play the contest, Hembridge Energy player of the game. That and more is still to come here on our post-game show. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This will miss out of the zone, now 3-1. Batter number 11 here for the Central Cass Squirrels in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 3-1 pitch. Fontaine kind of excuse me swing. By the time she saw that one, didn't quite completely go through the entirety of the zone. Here's the 3-2 offering. This one's going to be hit on the ground. That goes underneath the glove of the third baseman off fourth. Bobbled there. Fontaine reaches base on an E5. Coming in to score is going to be Haugen, and it's 13-0 now in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. As Steeg comes up now for Central Cass. That so far is the third error of the inning for Renville County. This one swung on a miss for Steeg, 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Savakul with 3 punch-outs so far here today. As the rain looks to slowly but surely be making its way through. Here's the 0-1 offering. That'll miss low for a ball. It's now 1-1. So this is the state quarterfinals here where, again, once the rain came down and started really coming down a little bit harder, Central Cass in the fourth inning took full advantage. Seeing Savakul unable to hit the zone consistently enough here for Renville County. Taking a look back at our radar here in a moment, letting you know what we still have around the Jamestown area for potential rain as well. The 2-1, that'll be on the zone now, 3-1. And there's still one more little pop-up shower that could make its way through from here in Jamestown. Then from there, it looks to be like a pretty clean rest of the afternoon into the evening. As this one will miss in the zone, that'll be another walk here. Fourth walk of the contest. Runners at first and second. Now it's Paige Wixo. Wixo with a single, a run scored, a double as well with a run driven in and a run scored here today for Central Cass. Runners at first and second to pitch. That'll be in there for a strikeout, 0-1. Whitney Mitchell and Sophie Sherwhite as it goes back through the lineup for the fourth time here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Savakul right now with the 0-1. Now it's going to be 0-2. Savakul looking for her fourth strikeout of the contest. Wixo trying to add on to a really nice day at the plate. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and there's the strikeout. Savakul gets the punch out, her fourth, and there's 2 down. So 2 down now with Whitney Mitchell at the plate. Whitney with the run scored, a stolen base. She's reached base on an error, 0 for 3 so far here today. This one will run in at the hands, now 1-0. Batter number 14 of the inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. And then they will try to hold off Renville County to not scoring anything, or at least at this point, 3 runs or less. As this will miss, they're going to appeal. Whitney did not go through the zone. It's now 2-0. As the 10-run rule is in full effect here in this one after a 43-minute rain delay. The 2-0 pitch, that'll be in there for a strike. Make it now 2-1. Runner at second base is Fontaine. Steeg sits at first. 2 balls, 1 strike on the way here to the freshman Mitchell. Two-1, that'll miss out of the zone. Now it's 3-1. And after that, Sophie Sherwhite on the on-deck spot here for Central Cass. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. Works the count full at 3-2. Runners will have a chance to leave a little early. Here's the 3-2 on the way from Savakul. That'll be in the dirt here, so a walk. And for Savacool, it'll be 3 of the last 5 batters that she's faced via the walk. Then you add that to that before the rain delay. Preen with a hit by pitch and Bussey with the walk on top of it. Bases full of squirrels here to the number 2 batter in Sophie Sherwhite. And Sherwhite will take a ball. Sophie so far today has reached base all 3 times, twice via an error. A single with a stolen base back in the 3rd inning with 3 runs scored today here for Central Cass. Here's the 1-0. This one's going to be hit in the air to right field. The right fielder comes across and retires the side here in Mock. So that'll retire the inning here for Central Cass, but not before the Squirrels plate 9 runs across in the inning. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It's 13 ripped Squirrels here on your liveevent.com.
Whether you're local or driving through Carrington, make sure to stop into the Prairie Inn restaurant. They have the best breakfast and coffee, but they also have some of the best dinner and supper entrees too. The Prairie Inn is your breakfast, dinner, and supper headquarters. Stop in and you can sink your teeth into some tasty sandwiches and soups. Take a trip through the Express Line Salad Bar with hot entree and, of course, the delicious pies and desserts. Located right by the roundabout in Carrington. Call 701-652-3976.
High school softball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. As the Central Cass Squirrels down to their final 3 outs here against Renville County. If they can get them, it will be a 10-run rule. If not, we'll be playing the bottom of the 5th. As we have Ogard, Moberg, and Juten. As now Fontaine will come out and be in the circle here for Central Cass. Wendy Mitchell, 4 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As we continue to have a little bit of rain showers making its way through here on this one. As Fontaine will be going up against Ogard, Moberg, and Juten here, the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the circle. Central Cass looking to get to the semifinals, unable to make it to state last year, but then winners of 4 consecutive prior to that. In 2022, 1, 19, and 18, and the Squirrels looking to add on to another opportunity here in the 5th to get one step closer to another state championship opportunity. But first, there's still 3 outs to be done here against Renville County, and then trying to finish it off once we get to tomorrow for Renville County. What they will need is at least 4 runs here in the top of the 5th inning to move this game to the bottom half of the 5th and keep this contest alive from a Mavericks point of view. As they will come up to the plate with Ogard, the freshman left fielder. Fontaine, the junior, in the circle here for Central Cass. She'll get her first opportunity here at a state tournament in 2024 to have a chance in the circle. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike for Fontaine. It's 0-1. Game that got underway at 10:54. You add the 40-plus minute rain delay here. No balls and a strike. Upcoming for Fontaine. The 0-1 is bunted. This one will go foul. It's now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes on the way. And then it goes here for Renville County. They're looking to see if they can bring Savacool to the plate. Batting third in the lineup means you'll get some runners on here. The top half of the 5th, if they can get to that point. Here's the 0-2 on the way. This will roll all the way to the backstop now, make it 1-2. As we see a few tents across the way, some more umbrellas from the left to right field foul pole, some blankets. Able to watch through the chain link fence here in Jamestown. 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody out. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Squirrels 3 outs away from trying to get to the semifinals. Mavericks trying to pull a rally together. That's a good inside out swing, and that's going to be a leadoff single, possibly 2 on the way for Ogard. Here's the relay, and it's a stand-up double here for the freshman. Olivia with the double. And Fontaine will get her first runner against and will get on board with a double. It's to Jordan Moberg. Moberg, the first baseman here for Renville County. Muskrats with a runner in scoring position in the first, and then they left a runner at third base with Marley Henry back in the fourth inning. The 2 times that they've had runners in scoring position prior to this at bat here with Jordan Moberg. This will go all the way to the backstop. It's now 1-0. The runner will scamper down to third here with Ogard. And the second time that the Mavericks have had a runner in third base. 1 ball, no strikes on the way. As Fontaine, as we alluded to earlier, saying we were wondering if they would have Mitchell try to finish it off here after taking a delay, or they would bring someone else new into the game, and it was Fontaine. This one has popped up, and that will be a strike as it hits the top of the netting. That'll be now 1 ball and a strike. So Moberg a little bit out front of that one, makes it 1 ball and a strike. And we'll have the 1-1 upcoming yet again here for Central Cass. This will be out of the zone. Aspen Preen has to get out of her catcher's position. It will now be 2 balls and a strike. As the rain continues to come down here just a little bit more throughout this particular day. 2-1 upcoming. Here's the pitch. That'll miss low. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike here to the number 7 batter in the lineup. As for Central Cass right now, trying to avoid a walk here in the 5th. This is going to be hit up the third base line, and that'll go foul. As the rain continues to come down even a little bit heavier than what it was for a moment, so some more of the umbrellas will be making their way back onto the particular fan section here. Full count upcoming with the runner at third base. Fontaine with the 3-2 pitch on the way. This is going to be foul, and we'll have to bring the umbrella back out one more time with some of the rain making its way through. So we'll get the 3-2 pitch upcoming again here with Fontaine. And the payoff pitch. This is going to be hit in the air. That's to left field, way back, and that one is going to be a home run. Moberg with the 2-run homer here. Olgard comes in to score. Jordan Moberg makes it a 2-run blast, and just like that, Renville County with their first 2 runs of the game and the first home run of the 2024 softball tournament. Still with nobody out here, as now Fontaine will have to shake it off. And if you're Renville County, you're another opportunity here with nobody out to, as we alluded to, try to get Savakul up to see if he can get some runners on. If you're able to do so, all good things will happen. And right now, they do have it back to the number 8 batter with Nevaeh Jutin. Fontaine will try to shrug that one off. Here's the pitch on the way. This will be in the dirt now, 1-0. Nevaeh 1-0 so far. 0 for 1, that is, so far here in this contest. Still to come, we'll get to game number 2 featuring the Beulah Miners and Thompson Tommies. Here's the 1-0. This will be popped up, and that'll be out of play. It's now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, top of the 5th inning. A contest that started off with no rain, and then it started getting a little bit of a precipitation, and the rain still coming down here in Jamestown. That'll be out of the zone now at 2-1. But we are seeing the sun try to make its way through, so that's the good news here in this one. 2 balls and a strike on the way here as Fontaine looks back to Preem behind the plate. That'll be out of the zone now, 3-1. So Renville County has to find a way to get a runner on, and then whoever's at the plate, another 2-run homer, anything to come in and score. That would at least extend the game to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Here's the 3-1. That'll miss. Fontaine with the walk. So for Fontaine so far in the circle, a double, a home run, and a walk. And now it's going to be Macy Byron's coming up. as Scott Koss will come in the circle here and talk it over. And it looks like Mitchell's going to re-enter for the Central Cass Squirrels. And then we'll get a little bit new of the players making their way in as well. So we'll make a quick, as Gunnifson looks to return back into right field. Fontaine will check out. Mitchell then will go to the circle, and Haugen will return back to second here for Scott Koss. We'll let you know more about it next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, Case Late Models.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
High school softball tournament continues here in Jamestown. Still nobody out with a runner on here, as it will be Macy. So if Whitney Mitchell comes back into the circle, that's been praying behind the plate with Stieg at third, Fletchuk at short. Haugen returns back to second, and Bussey's at first. As you'll have Macy at the plate so far today, 0 for 1. Wixo in left, Sherwine in center, and Gunnifson as the flex returns back to the outfield. Here's the 1-0. Runners in a stay put. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-0. Most batters to the plate for Renville County in this game is 4, and they've already matched it here in the 5th inning. Here's the 2-0 offering upcoming from Mitchell. In there at the knee for a strike, now at 2-1. Runner at first base again is Nevea. Macy Byron's right now digs back in for Renville County. 2-1 your score. 13-2 after that 2-run homer by Jordan Moberg. This going to be fisted right to Mitchell on a little line, able to give it across the way to Bussey. 1-3 on the putout. Nevea goes to second, and there's one down. As you have Addison Mock 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a ground out up here at the plate. So back to the top of the lineup here. Whitney Mitchell now 4 1/3 innings of work. Trying to finish it off for the Squirrels here in the circle. This one's going to be popped up, playable. This one will go out of play, and it will be a foul ball. So now 0-1. So no balls and a strike upcoming to the senior right fielder, the All-Region 3 caliber player for Renville County. As Mitchell looks at her wristband, and as the 0-1 offering. Big swing on the way. Addison swung on and missed, now 0-2. As Junior again stands at second base. No balls, 2 strikes here to Mock. The 0-2 offering going to be hit on the ground. Tough play, but this one will go foul. That one stays fair. Not sure if Stieg really would have had a play on that one, as where it was hit up the third base line. Instead, it will be another strike, and we'll go 0-2 one more time. Game number 1 of 4 here today in Jamestown on YourLiveEvent.com. Here's the 0-2 offering. Going to be popped up. That'll be hit down the left field line. This will be a foul ball, and it will be almost caught by Wixo down the left field line, and we'll do it 0-2 yet again. So Mock doing a good job staying alive here with a couple of 2-strike fouls for Renville County. Right now the Mavericks, with how the current score stands, are down to their final 2 outs of this contest with this 10-run rule, looking to avoid any of that situation here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off speed in the dirt, not going there was Addison. It's now 1-2. As Mitchell looking for her 5th strikeout. The 1-2. I'll miss. Now 2-2. Scott Koss liked where that pitch was, but it was out of the zone as the sun has now returned here to Jamestown. Here's the 2-2 upcoming. This is going to be hit on the ground right to Fletchock. Fletchock gives it to Bussey, who stays across there. The runner will move up 60 feet. So Jutenin will go to third base. 1-3 on the putout. There's 2 down now. Here to the top of the 5th inning is Taya Offworth, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Nice play by Fletchock. But also, we've seen Bussey at first base do a good job of keeping her heel on the base pass and helping out her infielders a little bit here today. Big swing. Now it's going to be 0-1. Taya, the sophomore at third baseman here, going up against Mitchell. No balls and a strike here for Whitney. This will be popped up. Now 0-2. As you have Renville County down to their final out of this contest. And their final strike now of this contest, unless they can plate Taya Offworth here from the right-handed side of the batter's box. The 0-2. That'll miss out of the zone. Now 1-2. Ginger Savick will do up next here for Renville County. The 1-2 pitch upcoming from Mitchell. Hit on the ground, that goes to second baseman. Haugen flips it to Bussey, and the Central Cass Squirrels are making their way to the state semifinals by a final here in this one of a contest of 13-2, and this will be the 10-run rule variety as well. So Mitchell does collect all 15 outs in the circle here today for the Central Cass Squirrels in a contest that wraps up here at 1:13 after a 46-minute rain delay. Again, your final 13-2. Our post-game show's coming up next here on your liveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
It's the summer sale at Bloomfield Enterprise in Hillsboro. All Versamax and Cargo Max trailers at summer sale prices. Plus, you get up to an additional $250 rebate on Cargo Max trailers. Bloomfield Enterprise has the 10.5, 12.5, and 14.5 Versamax trailers. Stop by to look and purchase with large discounts, or call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. The summer sale on Versamax and Cargo Max trailers ends June 30th at Bloomfield Enterprise in Hillsboro.
Again, a final in 5, 13-2 here on yourliveevent.com. Let's get to our post-game show and get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. That is Enbridge.com. And our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game here in this one, again, is Grace Fletchock. In this particular contest, made a couple nice defensive plays here in this particular contest, and in doing so as well, able to have a really nice day at the plate for the Central Cass Squirrels. Fletchock goes 2 of 2 with a sacrifice fly, a double, a single, 2 runs scored and 3 runs driven in, and a couple nice defensive plays on top of that. Grace Fletchock is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. And we get to our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Play the Contest. RDK Enterprise with a location in Hillsboro. They thank you for your spring planting, and for precision planting, give them a call at RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro. And our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Play the Contest is the pitching for Whitney Mitchell. 5 innings of work. She does not give up a hit. 1 walk with 4 strikeouts and then had to go through a little delay. See Fontaine try to finish it off, and she would eventually come back on and play a little bit more. Again, our player of the game is Grace Fletchock, but our play of the game is the circle, the pitching variety here for Whitney Mitchell in this one. Again, 13-2 Central Cass on our postgame show here on YourLiveEvent.com as Renville County scores 2 runs in the 5th. That was it here, and then for the Central Cass Squirrels, able to get 1 run in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd, and 9 runs in the 4th. When we come back after this, we'll hear from Grace Fletchock coming up here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
As we come back on our post-game show, this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Joining us again is Grace Fletchock. And Grace, first, let's just say congratulations on getting the win in the semis. And number 2, you saw probably the forecast earlier in the day, wondering if you're going to have to play through some rain. For the majority, it was a light sprinkle, a little bit of a heavy shower. What was it like for the field conditions for a shortstop here today, playing through some of this Mother Nature in the rain?
Yeah, well, thank you, first of all. And we have been practicing in some of these conditions, and we've had games in conditions worse than this. So I think that's kind of prepared us for these conditions. And just watching all the way into your glove, reading it, making plays.
Talk about Whitney Mitchell a little bit in the circle. 4 really good innings. Then she comes out just because of the rain. You get Fontaine, an opportunity comes in, but Whitney finishes it off. What have you seen, not just herself as a freshman this year, but particularly throughout the season and today, that has made her such an effective pitcher in the circle?
Yeah, Whitney's a great pitcher. I think she's really strong mentally, and she's always locked in before a game, which really helps her pound the strike zone.
Take us through that first at bat. You get an error, so you want to bring her in. You get that sacrifice fly. What are you trying to do as a hitter, early on in that first inning?
Just put the bat on the ball. We were really hoping to have good pitch selection because Ginger's a really good pitcher, and we don't want to help her out in that way. Yeah, just everyone in the lineup really stepped up and got hits today.
Yeah, you got a double as well, bring in a run. You bring in another run on a line drive single. What was working for you, at the plate as a senior?
Yeah, basically that, just swinging at good pitches and being ready for anything to come our way because she has a good rise ball. She's got to change, so you just got to be ready for anything.
Grace Fletchock again with us from Central Cass. Final thing for you, Grace. You're going to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow. To be determined whether it's Bueller or Thompson. You're familiar with, obviously, Thompson on the eastern half. I know you've been able to play a little bit with Bueller with midseason madness and some of the teams out west in your career. But what does it mean most after missing last year's state to come back game number 1 of the 2024 state tournament, pick up a win and get one step closer to your ultimate goal? What does it mean to do that with this group of girls?
It really means everything to me, especially with this group of girls. A lot of them being young, stepping up. Our chemistry on our team is great, and so it means the world to me.
Well, hopefully it doesn't rain for the rest of the tournament. Yeah. Grace, congratulations on the win and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Grace Fletchock here will continue after this.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, right on cue. That interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. Here's a look at the final line score in this one. Central Cass, 13 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Renville County, 2 hits, 2 runs, and 7 errors committed in this one. Central Cass Mitchell goes 0 for 3 from the plate with a run scored, a walk, but again, 5 innings of work here today. Sophie Sherwhite goes 0 for 4 at the plate, but 3 runs scored with a run driven in. Fletchock again 2 of 2 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBI. Bussey goes 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Aspen Preen 0 for 2 with a run scored. Olivia Haugen goes 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Natalie Fontaine goes 1 of 2 with a run driven in and a walk. Stieg Abel goes 0 for 2, and Wixel goes 2 of 3 today with 2 runs scored and a strikeout. For Renville County, Mock goes 0 for 3, Offworth goes 0 for 3, Savacool goes 1 of 2, Henry goes 0 for 1. From there, you would have Lautenschlager going 0 for 2. Olgard goes 0 for 2. Molberg goes 1 of 2 with 2 RBIs with a 2-run homer. Jutnan goes 0 for 1, and Byrons goes 0 for 2 today. Ginger Savacool, 4 innings of work, 5 hits, 13 runs against, but only 3 were earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So with the win for the Central Cass Squirrels, they're back in the semifinals with a 13-2 win over Renville County. Renville County will play at 11 o'clock upcoming in the morning tomorrow in a loser on a consolation semi, while the Central Cass Squirrels, they will play at 4 o'clock against the winner of our next game, featuring either the Beulah Miners or alongside the Thompson Tommies. And again, we will follow Central Cass, Thompson, Mayport, CG, and Kindred Richland throughout this state softball tournament. Go with Greg Renz right now for an update from the state baseball tournament with the Thompson Tommies going up against Surrey. You can also listen to the Central Cass baseball game later tonight as well from Jack Brown Stadium. Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast, and make sure you join us as they're raking the field for our next game between Thompson and Beulah around the corner here on your liveevent.com.